In the quiet of a late-night laboratory, Dr. Lena Chen, a brilliant yet somewhat cautious physicist, surveys her workspace with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. Together with Dr. Oliver Ray, an ambitious and restless quantum theorist, and Dr. Samira Patel, an engineer with a knack for pushing the limits of technology, they are about to conduct an experiment unlike any ever attempted. They've been working on the project for years, an attempt to create a stable, controlled wormhole, a tunnel in spacetime. The potential applications are groundbreaking: instantaneous communication across the universe, instantaneous travel, and even data transfer at speeds that would reshape human understanding. The stakes are high, and so is the risk. Tonight, however, feels different. The calculations are solid, the machinery calibrated to the smallest detail. The three scientists ready themselves, fully aware that one misstep could mean the end of their careers or worse. Dr. Ray adjusts his goggles, his excitement barely contained. "This is it," he says, glancing at his colleagues with a grin. "If this works, we're about to make history." Dr. Patel rolls her eyes, her fingers flying across the console as she initiates the sequence. "Let's not count our Nobel Prizes before we're done here, Oliver." Dr. Chen, the most cautious of the three, takes a deep breath and steadies her hand on the main control lever. "Everything's stable on my end. Let's proceed slowly." As the energy generators hum to life, the scientists watch the containment field form at the center of the room, a shimmering distortion of space, like a pool of liquid glass hovering midair. It begins to swirl, forming the beginnings of what could be a wormhole. Just as they start to celebrate their progress, a warning alert flashes on Dr. Chen's console. The power readings spike unexpectedly, red numbers cascading down the screen. "Shut it down," she yells, but it's too late. A sudden surge of energy erupts, and the containment field spirals out of control, expanding rapidly. The lab trembles as a vortex opens, pulling at everything around it. The scientists grasp at their surroundings, struggling to stay grounded, but the pull is too strong. They're lifted off their feet, drawn helplessly toward the wormhole. With a last, collective scream, they're swallowed by the portal, tumbling into an endless, dizzying tunnel of light and sound. They lose all sense of time and space, their bodies spinning as they plummet through dimensions beyond their comprehension. Then, as abruptly as it began, the spinning stops. The three scientists find themselves sprawled on the ground, gasping for air. As they lift their heads and adjust to the light, their surroundings come into focus. They're no longer in their lab. Instead, they're on an alien planet, standing in the heart of a city filled with gleaming, otherworldly skyscrapers, under a sky painted in hues of violet and teal. The buildings stretch toward the sky, their surfaces shimmering like liquid metal, casting a surreal glow over the landscape. Dr. Chen slowly rises, her voice barely a whisper. Where are we?" Dr. Ray looks around in awe, his initial fear melting into wonder. "I think," he says, "we're on another planet." The realization hits them all at once. They've opened a wormhole not just in space, but across dimensions. And now, stranded in a strange world, they have no idea how to get back. Stunned but determined, the scientists rise to their feet, trying to take in the sprawling alien metropolis. Around them, tall, slender skyscrapers tower into the sky, their surfaces reflecting patterns of light that seem to pulse and shift in time. With a strange energy humming through the air, streets and pathways curve and twist, leading into mysterious sectors of the city. Even the architecture feels alive, as though the entire city is a single, breathing organism. The scientists exchange glances, each processing the enormity of their predicament. They've opened a portal to an advanced alien world, one that seems centuries, if not millennia, ahead of Earth's technology. Dr. Patel breaks the silence, her voice a mix of awe and apprehension. "It's beautiful, but we have no idea where we are, or if we'll ever get back." Dr. Ray nods, but his eyes are already scanning their surroundings for clues. "We should find a way to communicate with someone. This technology, they must have something that could help us open a wormhole back home." As they venture cautiously through the city, the alien inhabitants begin to take notice of them. The beings are humanoid in shape but possess striking differences. Their translucent skin shimmers, with bioluminescent patterns that change colors as they walk, and their elongated limbs move with a graceful fluidity. The aliens' eyes, larger and more expressive than human eyes, glimmer with curiosity as they observe the newcomers. Dr. Chen approaches one of the aliens and raises her hand in a universal gesture of peace, hoping to make contact. The alien tilts its head, observing her carefully. but seems to understand the intention. It says something in its language, a series of melodic sounds and clicks, but the scientists can't understand it. They exchange helpless looks, realizing just how massive the communication barrier is. Suddenly, a holographic map flickers to life on a nearby wall, catching Dr. Ray's attention. The map adjusts based on their gaze, displaying various points of interest in the city. Among them is a symbol resembling a wormhole, accompanied by alien text. "This could be something," Dr. Ray says, pointing. "It's the closest thing we've seen to anything related to our research." The scientists decide to follow the map, winding through narrow streets and passing more alien technologies, floating devices, glowing screens that respond to thought, and energy fields used for transportation. The entire city feels surreal, like a vision from Earth's distant future. As they continue, they notice subtle changes in the aliens' behavior. Whispers follow them, and a few aliens cast wary glances in their direction. A patrol drone hovers above, tracking their every move, its lens trained intently on them. The scientists exchange uneasy glances, realizing they're being watched closely. "Do you think they see us as a threat?" Dr. Patel murmurs, eyeing the drone above them. "Or maybe just as a curiosity," Dr. Chen replies, but her voice betrays a hint of fear. They quicken their pace, determined to reach the wormhole symbol on the map. When they finally arrive at their destination, they find themselves at the entrance to a grand hall, adorned with strange symbols and shimmering energy fields that guard the doors. A group of guards, dressed in sleek armor, blocks their path. One steps forward, speaking in the melodic alien language. He gestures for the scientists to follow, his expression unreadable but firm. With no other choice, the scientists comply, their hearts pounding as they're led into the hall. Inside, they're greeted by a council of alien elders who sit on raised platforms, their faces marked by wisdom and power. The head of the council speaks, his voice echoing through the hall, and though the words are unintelligible, his tone is one of authority. Then, to their astonishment, a device lowers from the ceiling, emitting a soft glow. A universal translator, it flickers to life, translating the aliens' language into their own. "Humans," the council leader says, his voice calm but commanding. "You have come to our world through unnatural means. Your presence here has disturbed the balance of our planet's energy fields." Dr. Ray, never one to back down, steps forward. "We didn't mean any harm," he says, addressing the council. "We're scientists, and our experiment, well, it brought us here by accident. We only want to find a way back home." The council members exchange glances, their expressions guarded. After a moment, the leader speaks again. "Our world's energy is sacred. Your arrival has destabilized the balance, and we cannot risk further disruption." Dr. Chen's face falls as the council continues. "However, we understand your desire to return. We will help you, but only if you assist us in restoring the balance that your rival has disrupted." The scientists agree, although a sense of dread settles over them. They're in a world they barely understand, surrounded by a civilization that seems to wield unimaginable power. And now, they have a mission, one that could determine their chances of returning home. The council chambers feel almost sacred, bathed in soft, pulsing lights that seem to originate from the walls themselves. As the alien leader continues to speak through the translator device, the scientists realize just how much they've disrupted the delicate balance of this world's ecosystem. The council leader, a tall alien with flowing robes made of a metallic, iridescent fabric, introduces himself as Elios, the keeper of the energy flow. He explains that every element on this planet, Syra, is interconnected, and energy flows are controlled with precision to keep their ecosystem stable. "Your arrival here has caused a tear in the energy field surrounding our world," Elios says, his voice somber. "The wormhole you created is a destabilizing force, and we fear it may grow if not contained." Dr. Chen steps forward, choosing her words carefully. "We didn't mean to cause harm, Elios. We're from a world where such energy is not yet fully understood. All we wish is to go home." Elios regards them with a serious expression. "If we do not repair this imbalance, it could unravel our entire energy network, and eventually, our world will suffer. We will help you return, but in exchange, you must assist us in stabilizing the fields your wormhole disrupted." Dr. Patel nods. "We'll do whatever it takes." Elios explains that to stabilize the energy fields, they'll need a rare crystal known as lyrium, found only in the core of Zyra. Lyrium is incredibly potent and capable of absorbing the chaotic energies the wormhole has unleashed. The catch: it's deep within Zyra's core. in a region fraught with volatile energy storms and gravitational fluctuations that make extraction treacherous. The Council grants them an escort of Seraphite engineer named Kellis, a quiet but sharp-witted alien who understands the planet's energy flows better than anyone. Kellis offers each scientist a set of protective suits, designed to withstand the pressures and energy fluctuations of Zyra's underground. Before they leave, Ilios warns them, "The journey to our core is dangerous, but it is the only way. Our technology can guide you, but it will require great skill and courage to retrieve the lyrium." With no other options, the scientists and Kellis set off, navigating through the bustling streets of the alien city and entering a heavily guarded facility that descends deep into the planet. The journey is long, filled with tunnels made of crystalline structures that glow in response to their movement, casting strange, prismatic lights across their path. As they descend, Kellis shares insights about Zyra's ecosystem, explaining how every element and energy source is carefully monitored and harmonized by the Seraphites. He expresses a mix of awe and caution regarding the humans, intrigued by their daring experiment, but wary of the chaotic nature of their technology. The deeper they go, the more the scientists feel the weight of Zyra's intense gravitational fields and energy surges. Soon, they reach the planet's core, a cavernous space filled with glowing crystal formations, each humming with the power of lyrium. But as they locate the largest crystal cluster, an energy storm erupts, forcing them to shield themselves. Dr. Ray, mesmerized by the beauty and power of the core, nearly loses his footing. Kellis grabs him just in time, yelling over the roar of the storm, "Stay focused. We only have a few moments before the gravitational fields realign. Extract the lyrium quickly." Working with precision, Dr. Patel uses the alien equipment Kellis provided to harvest a sizable chunk of lyrium, which pulsates with an ethereal glow. They secure it in a containment unit just as the storm intensifies, forcing them to race back through the tunnels. Exhausted but triumphant, they return to the surface, their mission successful. However, as they exit the facility, they are ambushed by a group of rogue Seraphites who demand they hand over the lyrium. The rogue leader, Sarek, accuses them of risking Zyra's destruction. He believes the scientists should be detained indefinitely to prevent further disruption. A tense standoff ensues, and Dr. Chen steps forward, her voice steady but imploring. "If you stop us now, the imbalance will worsen. We need to return to Earth to stabilize your planet." After a long pause, Sarek relents, but his expression remains distrustful. "For all our sakes, you had better succeed." Back at the council chamber, Ilios and the council members gather round as Kellis installs the lyrium crystal in a specialized containment field, designed to redirect the wormhole's chaotic energy back into a stable flow. Dr. Ray, fascinated by the process, observes each intricate step, marveling at the Seraphites' mastery over energy manipulation. As the containment field hums to life, the council members channel the lyrium's power into a series of conduits, building a bridge between the wormhole's origin and its endpoint on Earth. They explain to the scientists that this wormhole will be a one-time bridge once it stabilizes. They'll only have a short window to cross back to their world before it closes permanently. Ilios looks at the scientists with a mixture of respect and caution. "You have restored balance, but be warned there are always consequences to such experiments. Should you attempt to open another wormhole on Earth, you may attract attention from other worlds." Dr. Patel nods solemnly, understanding the weight of Ilios's words. "Thank you for your help and your trust. We'll do everything we can to make sure this doesn't happen again." Kellis steps forward, his usual reserved demeanor softened. "I wish you well on your journey, humans. And remember," he hands Dr. Chen a small, luminous device, an alien artifact called a memory shard, which contains data, images, and recordings of their journey. "Consider this a gift from Zyra." The scientists are overcome with gratitude, each holding the memory shard as a reminder of this strange and wondrous world they will likely never see again. As the lyrium-powered chamber reaches full capacity, the wormhole begins to stabilize, its shimmering portal swirling with a steady pulse. Dr. Ray, Dr. Chen, and Dr. Patel exchange one last look with Kellis and the council members, a silent farewell to their alien allies. Then, with a deep breath, they step into the portal. The ride back is as chaotic as before, but now there's a sense of familiarity in the chaos. Colors blur, and sounds echo around them, but this time, they know they're heading back to their own world. They grip each other's arms as they plummet through dimensions, hoping that the portal truly leads home. Suddenly, they land on the cold, hard floor of their lab. the familiar buzz of Earth's technology ringing in their ears. They blink, disoriented but relieved to find themselves surrounded by the equipment they know so well. As they sit up, the wormhole flickers and closes behind them, sealing off Zyra's dimension forever. The lab is eerily quiet, as if no time had passed. Yet each scientist feels irrevocably changed by their journey. Dr. Chen holds the memory shard tightly, marveling at the alien data it contains. They've returned home, but the wonders and warnings of Zyra linger in their minds. As the scientists share a glance, they know that this experience will reshape their research, their understanding of the universe, and perhaps humanity's place within it. Back in their lab, the three scientists stand in stunned silence, surrounded by the aftermath of their experiment: shattered glass, fried circuits, and overturned equipment. The wormhole generator lies destroyed, a clear sign that there's no going back to Zyra. Dr. Chen clutches the glowing memory shard, a final gift from the Seraphites, reminding them of the advanced civilization they encountered and the warnings they received. Dr. Ray sinks into a chair, shaken. A whole other world, and we nearly tore it apart just by showing up. Dr. Patel studies the shard in her hands, marveling at its complex data. Zyra's technology and understanding are beyond anything we've ever known. They were right to be cautious. Our experiments are nothing compared to what they can control. Dr. Chen, steady but thoughtful, nods. We have an incredible opportunity here, but we must be responsible. She places the shard in a containment unit, signaling their mutual agreement to keep their journey a closely guarded secret. Over the following weeks, they study the shard privately, uncovering fragments of knowledge that could propel human science forward. They understand, however, that the true nature of their journey can't be revealed without risking humanity's safety or drawing unwanted attention from other worlds. As the scientists go their separate ways, they quietly apply what they've learned. Dr. Patel focuses on sustainable energy. Dr. Ray advocates for ethical quantum research, and Dr. Chen develops safer methods for dimensional study. Each holds the experience close, knowing it will forever shape their work. In the quiet of the lab, the shard continues to glow, a silent reminder of Zyra and the responsibility that comes with discovery. The scientists leave, changed by their journey, forever bound by a promise to protect the universe's mysteries with respect and caution.